Duggar News. Jinger Duggar addresses Josh Duggar scandal, says he took bad decisions. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. In the span of a few years, Duggar News followers know the Duggar family had to go through many hardships. It was all because of Josh Duggar and his dark side. In 2015, he was accused of molestation. Then, in 2022, the court found him guilty of CSAM, and he is in jail now. While most of his siblings have moved on, they have refused to comment on this case. One of them has been Jinger Duggar. While her husband was the one who called out her brother's hypocrisy and heinous crimes, others mostly remained mum. But it looks like Jinger finally gathered the courage to talk about this. She did so in a brand new podcast. So what did she talk about? How does she feel years after her brother's arrest? Duggar News. Jinger blamed IBLP teachings to cause tensions between her and her husband. Since Josh Duggar's heinous crimes saw the light of day, lots of Duggar News followers were in disbelief. Many family members also had trouble coping when he went to prison. Some of them also addressed the matter. Jinger Duggar had openly said she doesn't believe in IBLP anymore, the non-denominational Christian fundamentalist organization. In fact, Jinger also blamed some of the teachings from the institution for souring her relationship with her husband, Jeremy Volo. She said the institution focused on how women are supposed to be submissive and please their husbands or else they will leave. But Jeremy pushed her in the right direction, and together they were able to help her unlearn these teachings. Duggar News. Jinger addresses Josh Duggar's crimes. Jinger Duggar recently appeared in Lecrae's podcast, The Deep End with Lecrae. That's where she talked about a lot of things. This included how it was like growing up in a large family practicing IBLP and her walk with Jesus. The Duggar News star discussed what led to her departure from IBLP and Bill Gothard's various teachings. That's when she discussed her felon brother Josh Duggar's actions. Her family had to walk through something difficult publicly. In fact, it happened not once but twice. Fans understood Jinger was talking about Josh's case. That's precisely when she decided to walk away from IBLP teachings. The star said how her brother's decisions were very bad and he was in prison for it. Hence, she cited that to be a very big reason a light bulb went off in her, and she decided she will realign her faith and unlearn things. Was glad to know this was how she had processed such a harsh and sensitive thing. They were even glad, and Jinger and her family has been doing very well since these unfortunate incidents coming their way. As of now, Jinger is currently awaiting her due date. She is going to have her third baby with Jeremy Volo, and they have been focusing on welcoming new change in their lives. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers for more Duggar News updates. Jinger Duggar opens up about brother Josh Duggar's very bad decisions that landed him behind bars. This June will mark 3 years since Josh Duggar officially began serving out his prison sentence at a federal facility in Seagoville, Texas, and in that time, his family hasn't mentioned him publicly very often. But during a recent podcast appearance, Jinger Duggar made an exception, admitting that her older brother has made some very bad decisions. While she was a guest on The Deep End with Lecrae podcast this week, Jinger opened up about growing up under the Institute in Basic Life Principles, the cult-like religion her parents Jim, Bob, and Michelle raised their children in. The Bill Gothard IBLP, Institute in Basic Life Principles, is what they were called. He basically came on the scene. He would fill up massive stadiums of thousands of people. He would promise these parents a guarantee for success for their families, she said. So if you do my 7 steps to freedom, you will gain freedom with Christ. The IBLP's 7 steps included design, authority, responsibility, suffering, ownership, freedom, and success according to its website. They were fear-based, manipulative, superstitious. It was a lot of outward standards, Jinger continued. so the girls would wear skirts only, not listen to any music with drums. We couldn't work outside the house. Now that Jinger is a mom herself, she said she understands how having concrete solutions for parenting would seem like the answers to all of the questions that come up while raising children. Ultimately, it does come down to trusting God with your kids. And I think that's where Bill Gothard he missed it, she said. He had this solution outside of Scripture, outside of a relationship with God, because you didn't even have to be a Christian at that point. You follow his rules and you're good. Even though Jim, Bob, and Michelle were very strict about following Gothard's rules, their oldest son Josh still ended up in plenty of trouble, from being at the center of a molestation scandal that involved his younger sisters to eventually landing in prison after he was convicted of possessing and receiving child sexual assault material. It was not until later on, when we were walking through a lot of difficulties publicly, one of my brothers made decisions that were very bad, and that landed him in prison, Jinger said on the podcast. In that time, I realized people are looking at this as Christianity, but this is not what the gospel is about. Somebody needs to speak up. It's not often that Jinger talks about her older brother, but she and husband Jeremy Volo did make it very clear that they did not support him or his actions in a statement they released after his conviction. We are thankful to God for exposing Josh's actions and to a legal system committed to protecting the innocent and punishing the guilty in this case, the couple shared at the time in the post. We are grateful for justice. We are praying for further justice, vindication, protection, and healing for all those who have been wronged. Duggar News. Jessa Duggar hiding her pregnancy. Baby number 6 on the way. As 19 Kids and Counting began airing on TLC, Duggar News followers got to know the Duggar family. They realized that Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar followed the independent Baptist faith and adhered to the principles of Quiverful, a Christian movement that encouraged having as many children as possible. That's precisely how they had 19 kids. Well, their kids, who have now grown up to be adults and have families of their own, also practice the same principles. Jessa Duggar is one of them. She tied the knot with Ben Seawald in 2014, and they already have 5 kids by now. Rumor has it that Jessa Duggar is pregnant yet again with her 6th baby. What's making the fans say so? Find out here. Duggar News. Jessa Duggar having money problems? Sold wedding dress? Jessa Duggar, like many of her siblings, relies on social media to earn a living. After their shows ended, the Duggar News family had to buckle up to have a good income source. Well, there have been rumors going around that the star and her family might not be doing so well. After all, someone suspected Jessa was selling her wedding dress after seeing a post on Reddit about the same. After seeing a dress very similar to Jessa's, they put a side-by-side picture of her wedding episode on the show. It was obvious that it was indeed her dress. Many have speculated that she decided to sell it owing to money problems going on. After all, supporting 5 kids isn't an easy task, but she has neither confirmed nor denied this after so much buzz. Duggar News. Jessa Duggar hiding her pregnancy. Jessa Duggar already has 5 kids: Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George. It's likely that she will keep adding kids to her brood, as that's how her family conditioned everyone with IVLP teachings. Many Duggar News fans noticed that she hadn't been online a lot. They feel it's a huge sign that she might be pregnant for the 6th time. Some said it could also be that Jana Duggar is no longer around her. The latter moved to Nebraska with her husband, Stephen Wisman. Earlier, she helped her sister curate content online with edits. So it could be the reason why Jessa hasn't been posting much. Someone pointed out how Jessa was missing from her recent post. It only had her husband and kids. Hence, Jessa trying to hide herself could be why she is not posting pictures of herself. Fans then caught another hint. She commented on her sister Jinger Duggar's baby shower post, saying that she wanted to be there with her in Los Angeles but couldn't. Meanwhile, another one of their sisters, Joanna, made the trip. Could it be that Jessa is avoiding travel because of her pregnancy? While there is no confirmation about these theories, there is enough proof on the internet that believes Jessa is going to be the next Duggar family member to announce her pregnancy. So what do you think about this? Tell us in the comments. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers for more Duggar news updates. Jill Duggar shares sad health update after horrible accident. Jill Duggar Dillard was rear-ended recently. In mid-February, the former reality star informed her Instagram audience that an unlicensed driver hit her vehicle while she and her children were inside. Thankfully, no one sustained any life-threatening injuries, but the Dillard family's vehicle did need serious repair work. On top of that, Jill recently admitted she's still not feeling quite herself. In a new update, she gave fans an update on her pain and discussed possible treatment plans for the future. Jill Duggar Dillard admits she's still physically struggling after the accident. Jill Duggar's friends, family, and fans feel tremendously grateful her accident wasn't more serious. With her 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Freddie, in the vehicle, the situation could have quickly escalated. But even so, it's not a pain-free situation. In a new update, Jill told her followers she's still struggling with pain from the accident. She's sought out chiropractic care, but worries it might not be enough. So I just had my chiropractor's appointment this morning, and hoping that with time, things will heal, Jill shared with her followers in a new video update. I might go see a physical therapist, we'll see, but I had the worst headache last night. My headache's never gone away. It's just worse or plateaued since we got rear-ended. So yeah, it's a bummer. The former TLC star went on to share that she was enjoying her new rental car and running errands in spite of her health concerns. Jill's pain might be troublesome, but it doesn't appear to interfere with her daily activities. As the mother of 3 young sons, Jill knows she will have to find a way to navigate through her health challenges. Fans hope that she will continue to recover as the year continues. The former reality star now champions privacy for her boys. Although Jill has been open about her own health issues with her fans, she's been more tight-lipped about her sons. They didn't seem to sustain serious injuries in the accident, something everyone can be thankful for. But fans have also encouraged Jill to maintain her boys' privacy on social media. In recent years, Derek and Jill Dillard opted to no longer share their sons' faces publicly. Jill's sister, Jinger also censors her daughter's faces on social media. Duggar fans love keeping up with the family, but have overwhelmingly praised those who choose to keep their children's faces and lives private. After all, many argue that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's decision to display their children on national television led to many of the problems the family has today. For now, fans will have to follow Jill online to keep up with her recovery process. They wish the Dillards well as they move forward from the accident. Have you been keeping up with Jill Duggar's health since the car accident? Leave your own thoughts in the comments below. All the stunning photos from Jana Duggar's elegant, classic wedding to Stephen Wisman. See all the best moments from Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman's dream wedding. The eldest of the Duggar daughters, 34, and her husband, 31, were joined by their closest friends and family to celebrate their love on Thursday, August 15, at their Arkansas ceremony, which the reality star described as classic and elegant. Held at the Grand at Willow Springs in Prairie Grove, here's what went into making the newlyweds' day a dream come true. The Counting on alum chose Jessa Duggar Seawald to serve as her maid of honor. For bridesmaids, she selected her sister-in-law, Abby Duggar, and sisters Joyanna Forsyth, Johanna Duggar, Jinger Duggar, and Jordan Duggar. I think it is one of those things that all girls envision someday. Jana told people of her wedding 2 days before the ceremony. For me, it felt like, okay, it's never coming. But now it's starting to sink in. Reality is starting to set in. And I'm like, wow, this truly is something that I've dreamed of. And just to see it coming about is incredible and kind of hard to believe. It's a dream come true. Jana and Stephen, pictured who got engaged on June 15, have been longtime friends, with Jana's brother, Jeremiah, marrying Stephen's sister, Hannah, in 2022. The couple wed at the Grand at Willow Springs, a venue in Prairie Grove that Jana described as gorgeous and picturesque. I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us. And so for me, it's getting married later, Jana told POPL, referring to having watched her siblings get married before her. I mean, I've watched all and walk through that, and then now me walking through this, and it is different, but we are older, she added. We are in a different stage of life. We're a little bit more established, so we're a little bit more stubborn, but it's good. We're learning, we're growing, and it's been different, but it has been so sweet. Jana is the eldest daughter of Michelle Duggar and Jim Bob Duggar's 19 kids. Here they spend a moment together on the bride's wedding day. Stephen, who works in the irrigation system install business, was all smiles with his groomsmen.